um, and move to the last part here of the Canelo fight. So you mentioned the ring IQ. You mentioned all the things that he does. That is one of the things that it surprised you once you are in the ring with him. Um, let's move to the next fight. Jaime Munguía. You face Jaime Munguía, another tough battle. How will you compare Munguía to Canelo, and what lessons did you take away from that fight of Munguía?
I, I thought I was going to be so much of a better fighter for facing Canelo, but I didn't realise actually at the time how much facing Canelo would take out of me in the long run.
Yeah,
I
you're
knew that
back. Now your
I
audio
knew
is
that I'd have
amazing.
a good
Woo.
good. I knew that I'd have a better ring IQ, better understanding, but
Hmm.
just the resilience wasn't there after the Canelo fight. I think I took a lot out of my body. Um, and Munguia's a good fighter, but not nowhere near level of Canelo.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I thought so too. I thought I saw a little bit of a different John Ryder on the Munguia fight. Maybe it's to that point where you're tired already of all the wars, and you're tired about all the training camps, and sometimes it's that moment when you're realizing that maybe it could be a time for you to do something else. I saw that because that was probably watching all your other fights that I saw you a little bit more like you were basically like a little bit done with the whole sport and everything. You fought a really good fight. Obviously I saw you a little bit more with experience on that fight, but probably the Canelo fight took a lot of you, right?
Yeah, it took my soul. I knew that I'd be better mentally for facing Canelo, but I think if I'd have had that fight when I was 25, then would have been ideal. But having it
Yeah.
at 35, just too late on in my career.
Now let me ask you this. Obviously, you're being in the world of boxing, even that was your last fight with Munguia, and you retire after that. And I'm sure you heard about what happened with Munguia, that he lost against Bruno Suraj with, by actually an upset fight in Tijuana. I was in that fight covering, and I never expected that to happen. And then after that, he goes and fights the rematch. He wins the rematch, but then everything comes out about the whole, being positive for performance enhancing drugs. What do you think about that? Do you think Jaime Munguia actually did it? And do you think that maybe during your fight, that could be something that maybe Jaime Munguia was very strong because he was doing like something like that as well? Do you think it put in jeopardy his legacy, because now we don't know if Jaime Munguia was doing it before that fight, or what are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, it's a shame because it probably is going to jeopardize his legacy in the sport. I mean, he's been a former world champion at junior middleweight, um, and he still could go on and win a version of world title as Canelo goes on, and obviously potentially vacates belts in the future. But who knows what's going to happen now? If he's going to be suspended for a period of time or banned for a period of time, which will probably take his best years away from him now. He's probably in the best time of his career when he should be kicking on and winning titles. But if he's out facing the ban, then he's going to miss out on the best time.
Yeah, yeah, and then especially because the British Boxing Commission, I mean, they're very strict, which I like that with those particular cases. They're talking about maybe suspending him for 2 years. I think definitely that would be a big suspension, and something a big problem in his career, because he will take away part of his big prime of his career, like being out at this point for 2 years. I think it will be definitely detrimental, and obviously it's jeopardizing his legacy. But I think at the same time is what you need to do as a commission to at least put a stop to what is happening with all these fighters taking stuff and making the sport a little bit more clean, because definitely there is no joke. What happens in boxing is very different than playing football or baseball or other sports and use those substances, because here you're punching somebody else and people can get hurt because of this. So I feel that taking those kind of punishments to people that are cheating, it's definitely the right measures to avoid a little bit the doping. So